It's okay. Hey, hello. Hi, how are you? Thank you for clicking on. Hey, hello. Howdy, how are you? Here's my good friend Oakley to say howdy too. Just kidding. Um, Fireworks going off around the area, and Oakley's not a fan of fireworks. Those that don't know, thank you for watching. Oakley's um, my dog. Um, Great dog. So, thank you for clicking on. I'm stalling here, hoping we get a few people watching before I get rolling live. And saying thank you to those that watch at your convenience. The majority of people do that, and I greatly appreciate everybody that takes the time to watch. I really do. Um, I don't make money doing this. I'm doing this because I feel obligated to tell people what I think might be happening, and when I know some stuff, let people know about it. Those that want to know. Um, and I've got some stuff tonight, including our title. The Supreme Court is going to rule on the Trump immunity case tomorrow. The ruling will come out tomorrow. Is I've heard that from sources, more than one source, and including Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake is already saying this is the biggest miscarriage of justice in the history of the judicial system. So I'm not reading too much into her interpretation. I don't think she really knows the results. Um, but it's kind of filtering around that it is going to come out tomorrow. My question is, what do you think the results will be? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments below. Um, if indeed my sources are correct and the Supreme Court is going to rule on the Trump immunity case tomorrow, what do you think that ruling's going to be? I'll touch on that um, throughout the remainder here. In the meantime, let's check out some other stories that have been happening. A very busy day today. This really wasn't. This came out today, but it's really not it's not a pressing story of today. This is um, this is a map that was released that shows the locations, primary targets in case of a nuclear war. This was released by um, someone connected to the government. We've got 8 Ohio class submarines up here in the state of Washington. Also, the VLF transmitter for subcoms at the Jim Creek Naval Radio Station. That will be a target. The other on the other coast, the VLF transmitter is Cutler, also one in Hawaii. These are the 3 communication sites for nuclear submarines, including the one in Hawaii. Of course, the Pentagon will be a target. Savannah River Nuclear Lab, Kings Bay, where the Ohio class subs are on the eastern coast of the country. Again, the state of Washington on the west coast, and then Livermore Lab, the Malmstrom, Minot, and um, Warren are the 3 bases where the ICBMs, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, are 150 at each one of those. Ellsworth, Offutt, NORAD at Peterson Air Force Base, Kirkland, Nellis, Los Alamos Nuclear Facility, Sandus Nuclear Lab, um, Dice Base, Barksdale Air Force Base, Whitman Air Force Base, and the Y-12 National Security Complex uranium enrichment that is in Tennessee. So those would be the strategic targets in case a nuclear war were to be launched. Why did we start out with that? Because a lot things going on around the world, and any one of which could cause a lot of dominoes to fall. And we are in a tenuous situation, including here at home. This came in 59 minutes ago from Scooter Caster. New York City, Washington Square Park, still not shut down. Pride celebration today to end the month of June. And the police have locked the park, closed the park, trying to keep people out, but people are still coming in. There has been a lot of violence. There have been arrests and a lot of chaos involved as the Pride Parade in New York City was stopped by a pro-Palestinian protest group. Speaking of protesting, this is what it looks like right now in Paris, France. Thousands of left-wing activists joined Antifa, communists, and Islamists to protest against the results of a French election. After left-wing parties suffered crushing defeats, protests and riots across after Marine Le Pen's party's victory today. Here's another look at some of the footage of what is going on the streets in Paris, still ongoing. And switch over to weather real quick. Humbling satellite imagery of major Hurricane Beryl approaching the Windward Islands at sunset. This is obviously the radar footage of this massive hurricane. Okay, the weather people are telling me that this is the biggest hurricane that has ever formed this far to the west of the Atlantic ever in June. Okay, there have been storms this big formed before, but they're always in very late August or into the middle of September, which is the height of hurricane season. We're not supposed to get hurricanes now, let alone this big. So another potential signal that we ought to be paying attention to Mother Nature, that indeed the storms are intensifying, weather's getting more extreme, just like we've been talking about would happen as the magnetic field weakens. North Korea fire I thought there would, okay, when I first put this on the report, there was only one missile fired, but North Korea had fired 2 ballistic missiles, according to the South Korea military. And as far as we know, they fell into the Sea of Japan from their North Korean launch points. We had the debate on here, and I gave my analysis of the debate afterwards at the end of the at the end of the debate. And in my analysis, I said it was the death knell of Joe Biden's presidential, or of Joe Biden's political career, and it should have happened long ago. Honestly, if I'm going to be brutally honest, Biden should have never ever been president. He was given the nomination, and we're not going to rehash that. But what we are going to talk about is what's going on right now. And I've been saying for a long, long time, don't be surprised if neither Biden or Trump are on the ballot in November. I would be shocked if Biden was on the ballot now, as things have gone. Biden met with his family in Camp David today, and Biden's family is encouraging him to stay in the race, to keep fighting, advisors say, as he faces calls to drop out. Um, hold on. Members of the Biden family privately lambasted the president's top advisors while at Camp David today, putting the blame on the advisors for Biden's poor performance at the debate. Biden's family is now demanding Joe fire or demote his top campaign staffers. All right. Um, let me explain what this is. You're familiar with the series, you're familiar with the steps of grief that we go through in bereavement. This is the um, the step of denial. Okay, um, the Biden family is now in the step of denial. They are saying he's got to go on. That this isn't over. He's got more to give. They're saying they're blaming somebody else. It isn't his fault. This isn't his decline. This is somebody else's fault. All right, this is all um, denial. The I said I told a friend that it was 72%. It was actually 78%. A poll I saw, 78% of America says they have absolutely no confidence that Joe Biden could lead the country for another 4 years. Uh, People are not at the moment clamoring for him to quit and step down right now. What they're asking is he needs to um, not seek reelection and try to use as much energy as possible to get through to January of next year when the next president comes into office. But that is not what the Biden family are signaling. Now, again, they're in denial because it's going to come. Um, what it, and remember this, Pete. Please remember this. What goes on in public, what we are allowed to see, and what goes on behind the scenes are very different things. Um, I touched on what's going on in France with their elections. All across Europe, the United States military has um, put the troops on un, an unusual level of awareness, and this comes from the U.S. European Command. Um, they have said that they've moved to the second level. We'll show you in a chart in just a minute. The second level of awareness, only one higher level as far as to be on alert for possible attacks, primarily terror, and that there is actionable intelligence that one or more bases could be attacked or facilities in Europe um, targeting Americans could be attacked within the next week. Um, there, I said, don't be surprised if neither are are on the ballot, despite the fact that right now both of them have secured the nominations. Um, there are ways to hold on a second. Okay, there are ways to accomplish things. Let me just say that, as I said, what we see and what goes on behind the scenes are different things. What's going on behind the scenes right now are the power people, the people that really make the decisions, the people that donate millions of dollars to both sides, the people that actually run things. What some call the deep state, even though they think the deep state is some political. It's not. It's the people that control the politicians, if there is such a thing. But at any rate, um, they do not want. They do not want either one. They do not want the powerful people do not want Biden. They do not want Trump. And I'm about to play something for you which will tell you why they do not want Trump and why they are going to desperately get rid of Trump and anyone associated with him.
President Trump's a moderate. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
What does the MAGA movement look like after Donald Trump? 5, 10 years from now?
I think the MAGA movement, I think you see it right now. And one thing on the spectrum of MAGA, I believe that President Trump, who's a very kind-hearted guy and a big-hearted guy, I would say President Trump is a moderate in our movement. And I think the MAGA movement is shifting day by day farther right.
Okay, that's it right there. I don't know why the volume's so low. Okay. Let me play this one more time. I had the volume way down for some reason. I'm not sure why that happened. But again, Bannon's going to prison in the morning. All right, he's got to report tomorrow morning to federal prison. This is one of his last messages.
President Trump's a moderate. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
What?
Okay, he says President Trump is a moderate. He is not, and I've said this to people before. Don't be surprised if if something happens to Trump, it will happen from the right, because he's not extreme enough for Bannon, for Alex Jones, for this Ivan Reichlin, for General Flynn, for these people that want an authoritarian state created in our country, replacing our existing democracy. And again, Steve Bannon tells us
President Trump's a moderate. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
What does the MAGA movement look like after Donald Trump? 5, 10 years from now?
I think the MAGA movement, I think you see it right now. And one thing on the spectrum of MAGA, I believe that President Trump, who's a very kind-hearted guy and a big-hearted guy, I would say President Trump is a moderate in our movement. And I think the MAGA movement is shifting day by day farther right.
Donald Trump is a moderate in the MAGA movement.
Oh, definitely. President Trump's a moderate. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
What does the MAGA movement look like?
Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about this. Former President Trump is a moderate in this MAGA movement. He's not extreme enough for them. Also, let me know what you think about the topic for tonight. Will the Supreme Court, sources tell me the Supreme Court is going to put that ruling out tomorrow on immunity. How do you think they'll rule? Let me know in the comments or in the chat, and I'll get back over there in just a few minutes here. Members of the U.S. military and their families at several bases in Europe have been told that wearing their service uniform in public is no longer authorized, and that nothing should be worn that could identify you as American service members or dependents. So the military in Europe is being told, don't look like Americans. Don't be surprised if Americans aren't targeted. The reason, again, actionable intelligence has been released, and a majority of the U.S. bases under United States European Command, the bases in Spain, in Germany, in Italy, in Bulgaria, in Poland, and in Romania, have now all been placed on FPCON Charlie. It is the second level, only Delta being the higher level, and the application applies when an incident occurs or intelligence is received indicating some form of terrorist action or targeting against personnel or facilities is likely. And the considerations are the implementation of Charlie measures will create hardship and affect the activities of the unit and its personnel. So there's only one level higher. Here's normal. And again, FCON Charlie announced today through most of the European theater militarily. The Philadelphia Inquirer editorial board says, quote, to serve his country, Donald Trump should leave the race. The debate about the debate is misplaced. The only person who should withdraw from the race is Trump. Again, that's according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. Saudi Arabia called on all of its citizens in Lebanon to leave immediately yesterday, depart from the country. And the reason for that, it was a scare tactic. It turned out to be a scare tactic. The Israeli Air Force just flew over as much of the Lebanon airspace as they possibly could yesterday, creating sonic booms. No bombs were dropped, but they showed Lebanon that if Israel does indeed launch an air attack, the magnitude that it's going to be. So cool. I'm going to get done within a half an hour. I ran back up. I want to reiterate one more time what's happening weather-wise. There is a massive hurricane heading towards Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada. And to give you an idea, here's where we're talking on. Here's the area. So the hurricane right at the moment is right about here. Massive hurricane traveling this direction, and we will see if it continues its path. It should cut across Central America. If it starts veering to the north as it travels west, it could indeed get into the Gulf of Mexico and possibly hit Texas. Some of the models are forecasting that to be a possibility. So let me hop back over here to the chat now that we're kind of wrapped up. Pat Tolliver, how are you? Thank you for watching. Telescope, what's up, my man? I hope you are all right. It's called ABL. It's a big business in our local area. I could send you photos of it. It's a place that produces materials are used in foreign policies. And there's Lori Arnold. So, again, topic for tonight. I've been told by sources, Supreme Court is going to announce the ruling tomorrow on the immunity claim that Trump has filed. And it will be interesting. It will be historic, as so many things have been thus far in 2024, including Thursday night's debate. So I'm going to try something tomorrow night that I've never tried here in this format. I used to do, when I was on radio, I used to do a midnight to 6 a.m. call-in show. And I'm thinking I'm not going to do it for that long, obviously, but I'm thinking about trying it tomorrow night. I'm going to put a topic up and just let people either come up with me briefly or give their opinions in the chat, and just kind of see how it goes, see if it works. And I might do it once a week. I'm thinking about doing that. I'm thinking about um, having different formats for each time I'm on. Friday nights will be the World Situation Report with Chris, and where we kind of wrap up everything that's happened through the week and anything that may be coming. So I'm going to try this tomorrow night and see if it works. If it flops, then we'll try something else. But in all honesty, I've got to start getting some cash flow somehow, some way. So we're going to see if we can't start creating a little bit more um, traction with getting views towards the side here. Hello, Fred. Um, thank you, Fred. Thank you, Lori Arnold. Love Lori Arnold. Telescope, Daddy Doofus, and Pat Tolliver, and you. Thank you. Thank you watching, whether you're live right well with us now or whether you're watching at your convenience. Greatly appreciate you being here. And not going to take up any more of your time. I will see you tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Pacific, and going to have a call-in show, and we'll see how it works. Recapping tonight's Supreme Court, going to rule tomorrow on the immunity claim, sources tell me, and a massive hurricane potentially coming possibly towards Texas or into the Gulf of Mexico. We'll see how that tracks. Biden, will he withdraw from the nomination, or will he take the Democratic Party down with him? A lot of stuff to consider, and we'll consider it all, and we'll talk about it. And I'm going to have a special topic tomorrow night. We're not going to be talking about politics or anything like that. Hey, night, Lori Arnold. Calling show sound fun. Cool. All right. I hope you will call in. Thank you again. I love y'all like chocolate chip cookies, and I mean that. Peace, blessings, much love. It is a dark world. Try to be a light. See you next time.